October 4th, 1986. On Rokkenjima, the Ushiromiya family's customary and final family conference was held. And on the next day, October 5th, an extremely unfortunate accident occurred and the Ushiromiya family was wiped out. Fortunately, Ushiromiya Aaah escaped from that and inherited almost all of the Ushiromiya family's fortune. However, due to the many turbulent rumors surrounding the Ushiromiya family, the way Aaah acted afterwards, and her unnatural actions at the time of the unfortunate accident, the public was in an uproar over whether this might have been a conspiracy to get all of the inheritance for herself. Under pressure from the public, prosecutors repeatedly tried to investigate the matter, and the media began tracing the outline of a conspiracy they called the Rokkenjima suspicion. But in the end, they weren't even able to find proof that this unfortunate accident was a crime. However, because the media continued to give the impression that the Rokkenjima suspicion was a conspiracy of Aah's, public opinion began to believe that she was the true culprit. Of course, that was also influenced by the bad impression caused by all that easily condemnable, overbearing financial activity, which she had carried out using that vast wealth. Every time she did something and the rumors started spreading, the media would bring back the Rokkenjima suspicion, blaming the criminal justice system by saying that she was the true culprit and that the only reason she had been arrested was because even the police had been bribed. So the impression that she was a great villain grew stronger and stronger. Her heart eventually degenerated, and ironically, it began to transfigure her into the kind of human that the public expected. By now, Aaah had no one she could trust, and no family. After her beloved husband passed away, the talk shows occasionally mentioned his company, saying that it was run recklessly, while criticizing and disgracing its former accomplishments. Even her beloved son, George, was dramatized as the stereotypical rich, lazy son that the public expected, and no one even wanted to know what a simple and honest character he had possessed. As to how much all of this hurt Aaah and ran to her ruin, no one cared. The public was only interested out of curiosity about how a super rich evil woman who killed her whole family lived her pitiful later years. So that happened more and more, and eventually, Aah's personality was transfigured until people started calling her a lunatic. It was said that this sometimes reminded her of her father, whom she had once admired in his later years, and that she laughed at herself with scorn. And on the day of that final family conference, because Ushiromiya Rudolph's daughter Angie had been sick and had stayed with her mother's family, she had not participated. At the age of 6, she had lost her family and had gained Aaah as her guardian. Since Angie had become Aah's only blood relative, Aaah took very good care of her. She had imposing guards surrounding Angie's person at all times to prevent her from coming to harm. Angie had even her right to play with friends, to come home from school together and to enjoy the seasons together, stolen away. So that she can live a full and pleasant school life. Aaah had sent Angie to an elegant boarding school that took care of her every need, completely isolating her from the world. She didn't even know the popular songs that girls her age might hum. She was never given a chance to enjoy window shopping with friends or stuffing her mouth with crap, much less an encounter with a member of the opposite sex to make her heart throb. Angie did not have a single friend. If anyone carelessly acted friendly with Angie, they would be scolded by the guards or else the teachers. All of them were strictly ordered not to let shabby humans approach the daughter of the esteemed Ushiromiya family. During that time, the talk shows were always mentioning Ushiromiya Aaah, always spreading rumors about her countless financial misdeeds. Those who knew who her daughter was naturally began to keep the distance. Even now, she was called a witch at school, and anytime something bad happened, even if there was no proof, it would be whispered as though it were absolute truth, that she had imposed her will on the school staff. The environment makes the person. By now, she had a heart as wild as those around her feet. No one trusted her, so she never bothered to believe in anyone. No one loved her, so she never even tried to love. And when Eva caught an incurable illness on top of all this, it was whispered that this too was a conspiracy, and this time, ANGE was set up as the mastermind. Everyone whispered that the daughters of witches are witches too. Even the talk shows and the weekly magazines whispered that. So ANGE also accepted it as though it was definitely, no, as though it was obviously true. Therefore, since she already believed that she was a witch, when she heard that the name of the Golden Witch was being turned over to her, she only felt like saying, "You just figured it out now?" However, she was at least sure of one thing. This title of witch that she had inherited would definitely never be inherited by anyone else. She would be the last head of the Ushiromiya family and the last lonely Golden Witch. ANGE could be seen on the roof of a skyscraper. Compared to the winds of the world that had beaten down upon her until now, the strong, cold wind was warm and pleasant. Below her lay a beautiful nighttime scene and a dazzling river of red and white lights. It was supposed to be clear out that night, so there really should have been countless stars stretching out over the sky. However, the light from the ground was too bright, so you couldn't see them at all. ANGE couldn't help but think that what she truly sought must lie in that unseen starlight. The world of reality below her looked so far away from here. She could imagine that this place was the closest to the world she really should be in. There was only one thing that ANGE cursed. Why had she not been able to go to that family conference on that day 12 years ago? Even though, if she had gone, it would probably have been possible for her to stay with her family forever. Lately, she'd been dreaming about her family over and over again. The person I was 12 years ago calls out frantically, urging them not to go to the family conference. But both Dad and Mom are too far away and my hand won't reach them. Battler Nissan always loved me a lot and he'd always pet my head. But even though it looks like that hand's about to touch me, even it does not reach. For some reason, I started having the dream over and over. Every time I had that same dream, I uselessly tried to stretch out my hand even more forcefully, over and over and over. Even if only Battler Nissan had lived, then, perhaps, we'd at least be able to support each other in my cold and lonely reality. But his hand never reaches me. Even if I climb to the roof of this tall building, I'm so far away from all of them. A mysterious girl appears in my dreams and urges me. She urges me to find the truth of what happened 12 years ago.
父さんたちにあの日何があったのかを知ることができたなら帰ってきてくれるの。せめて誰かが。
There was no way that anyone would answer that question for her. I get it. In this world, I have no family or friends. So, let's go. Let's go home. To where my family is. From the start, ANGE's figure had been on the outer side of the fence. The scenery below her eyes was distant, beautiful, and so fantastical that it actually did give rise to fear. If I look down, I'll surely be swallowed up by the world below. So I looked up, because I wanted to be taken to the world above, the world where my family was. Who cares about vast wealth? Who cares about cursed gold? Who cares about the golden witch, Beatrice? What I really want, even a mountain of gold couldn't get me. What I need for that is to take a single step forward. Just a little bit of courage. At that moment, I definitely heard a voice. It was a voice I knew. A voice that had called to me in my dreams for so long. Before my eyes, in other words, in mid-air above that jet black nighttime scenery, there was the figure of the girl I'd seen in my dreams. She spoke again with the same voice I'd heard in those dreams.
あなたの助けが必要なの。私の助け？誰が？あなたの家族がよ。あなたの家族は永遠に12年前の今日から明日に閉じ込められている。それを救えば私の家族は帰ってくるの？
When I asked the question I had most wanted to, the girl cruelly stopped talking and hung her head.
それは約束できないわ。できる。黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェ。強大な相手。私に太刀打ちできない。でも同じ黄金の魔女ならなんとかなるかもしれない。何の話かわからないわ。1986年のベアトリーチェに1998年の最後のベアトリーチェだけ。つまりあなたにエンジェ・ベアトリーチェ。12年前の魔女が私の家族を奪ったの？そう。あなたの仇にあたる。あなたに常に孤独な未来を強いる元凶よ。私の家族の仇。見返りにあなたの望む最も理想的な世界、家族の帰ってくる世界のかけらを探してあげる。でも必ず希望が叶うと約束はできない。1986年のベアトリーチェのゲーム版はあまりに完璧。今日の手土産にその理想のかけらを持参しようとしたんだけれど、未だに見つけられない。かなりの強固な運命。ラムダデルタと戦った時以来に。何を言ってるのかわからない。あなたの復讐のチャンス。見返りにあなたが享受できる可能性の中で最も幸せな結末を探して持ってくることを約束するわ。復讐。徒労になるかもしれない。仮に復讐を成し遂げられたとしても家族が帰ってくる絶対の保証はない。奇跡的確率でせいぜい一人を連れ戻せるかどうかよ。
Angie understood the meaning of the dream. The dream where it seemed that, with just a little more stretching, her hand might be able to reach at least Butler Nissan.
奇跡的な確率でも、それはゼロよりは高いのよね。1% くらい。あらゆる可能性の数値は結果の前に無力。だからその数字を私には語ることができない。でも私が何もしないよりは絶対にわずかの可能性がある。あなたが希望を捨てない限り。ただし覚悟して。それは限りなくゼロに近い。いいわ。乗るわ、その話。いいのよ。多分もう二度とここへは帰ってこれないわよ。ここは 私のいるべき世界じゃないわ。そして私のいるべき世界は私が自分で探す。あなたの名前を聞かせて。奇跡の魔女ベルンカスト。そして我が名あなた黄金の魔女エンジェ・ベアトリーチェだと認めるの。今こそあなたは本当の魔女よ。
The instant she proclaimed that I was a witch, I felt dizzy, as though something inside me had changed drastically. At that time, I heard a clunk. It was the sound of the door that opened to the staircase to the roof. It was Aunt Eva's guards. Their only guards a name. Aren't they the cage that wraps the tightest around me, shutting me in? They saw that I was already on the other side of the fence and dashed forward, horrified.
20マルタイ発見。屋上応援求む。エンジェさん探しましたよ。そこは危ないですから早くこちらへ。
何？あれ？ファンクラブよ。私結構モテるの。捕まる必要はないわね。行きましょう。
Looking annoyed, Bernkastel turned on her heels. In the jet black sky. Watching that perfectly casual gesture, I followed her as though it was completely normal.
エンジェさん待ちなさい。早まるな、危ない。
ああ、ダメね。全然ダメ。じゃあまたね。See you again。迎えにはリムジンをよこしてちょうだい。みんなも一緒だから。じゃあね。
エンジェさん